Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are covering Week 7 in the CFL right now with David Schwab, contributing writer for SBR Forum. And overall this year, we've done very well in our picks in these videos. I think we're 12-8 or 13-8 combined, me and David Schwab. David Schwab, thanks for being back with us.
Good to be back, Peter.
All right, Week 7. We're in the heart of the season right now, and I'll tell you, maybe I'm misseeing things, but I've done pretty well so far this year, and I'm liking picks in 3 out of the 4 games. We'll see if you agree with my picks, and I'll find out what your picks are. The game I'm not going to touch is Edmonton-Montreal, right? Because Montreal is just kind of a crapshoot. They're the only team that I've been picking on the wrong side almost every week, so I'm throwing out that game. It's an interesting game. We'll see how Montreal does. There's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes with their coaches. They just got Jeff Garcia as a quarterbacks coach, but I'm going to pass on that one. The other 3. First one, Saskatchewan-Winnipeg, right? This one should be a very close game. Winnipeg +2. Total right now is 54. That's up from about 53.5 where it opened. And it's an interesting situation. Saskatchewan's off of 2 blowout wins in a row. And I'm leaning under here, but the market is betting this total up. So I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I'm thinking under 54, competitive game, close game against two quality teams involved, high total, under 54. Then we have Ottawa-Calgary, right? And Calgary is off the close home loss to British Columbia, so you know that they're going to come back here and give a big performance. Line's 13.5, but the total right now is 47. That's up from 46, and I think Calgary has a big offensive day, and Ottawa puts up a little bit. I'm liking the over in that one. And then Hamilton, BC. BC, they're off their 1-point road win at Calgary, and Hamilton I think is a little bit better than most people are giving them credit for. I think they're more likely not to be able to hang close here, so I'm liking Hamilton +7.5, and the total 49.5. BC, we know that when they play well, they tend to go under. They're 0-3 over/under at home on the year. Hamilton's 0-3 over/under on the road this year. I'm liking under 49.5. That's 4 picks from Week 7. David Schwab, what do you think of those 4 picks?
Okay, Peter. I think it was back in, don't quote me on this, I think it was back in Week 4 when I went against both of your picks.
Yes.
And you won.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, I'm on the opposite side of the fence on 2 of those games.
Wow. Okay.
As part of my parlay for SBR this week, starting with the Saskatchewan-Winnipeg Blue Bombers game.
Okay.
I see this thing going the other way, and I realize that you've been looking at the total lines in the CFL this year, and they've been lower than normal. Most times the lines are over 50. This one is definitely the highest total on the board this week at 54, but I still have it going over. I'm going with the betting public on this one. Just looking at both these offenses, they both have the ability to put up a ton of points.
Absolutely, yes.
Saskatchewan got off to a slow start, but like you said, you mentioned earlier, they kind of lit it up the last 2 weeks, and Winnipeg is still the highest scoring team in the CFL this year. So I'm kind of leaning towards this one being a shootout,
okay,
and going over the 53.
Yeah, I mean, with regard to that one, let me just address it quickly. Again, my notes here, it's very similar to the last time we were talking. My first note was to the over on this one. I'm looking here. I have my notes. Saskatchewan has scored more than 30 points in 3 of their 5 games, and Winnipeg, they're looking like they're, most games are going to put up 20, 25 points. So right there, you think over, and that is how the way the market has been betting it. But I'm thinking that it's going to be a little bit more of a conservative game with a close line, competitive line, Thursday game, and right. All right, so we're on opposite sides of that one. I'm taking under 54. You're taking over 54. And what's the other one you're going against me with?
Okay, I'm looking at the Hamilton, BC.
Okay.
And I'm concerned. I mean, I probably would be a good play on the under on that one, but my main concern with going with BC, given the 7 points, is I just think Hamilton's offense has just looked awful. I mean, they still have Dan Lefebvre as their starter, and they just they've been competitive, and so that the 7 points is kind of a bit of a concern. But they've been competitive, but I think BC's kind of coming into their own a little bit. They're starting to show themselves.
For sure.
Last week's win over Calgary was huge, so I kind of like the momentum in BC's favor going into this game playing at home.
It just looks to me like the line's a little bit too high. Hamilton maybe a little bit under the radar. So you're taking BC -7.5?
Yep, that's my second pick.
All right, so you're going to take BC -7.5. I'm going to take Hamilton +7.5. We will see how this turns out. And you have anything to say about my other 2 picks? BC under 49.5 and Ottawa Calgary over 47.
Yeah, I definitely like the under on the BC game. I think that both BC's defense combined with Hamilton's offense, that's what I see. I think Hamilton's going to struggle to score points against BC, and that's why I would like the under on that one.
Okay, controversy in this Week 7 preview call in the CFL here at SBR Videos. David Schwab taking the over 54 in Saskatchewan, Winnipeg. I'm going with the under. David Schwab taking BC minus 7.5. I'm taking Hamilton plus 7.5, and I'm going to throw on the under 49.5 in Hamilton, BC, at over 47 in Ottawa, Calgary. David Schwab, thanks so much for your call, and we'll talk to you again next week.